The Victoria's Secret fashion show is coming up, so here's how I did this look. I'm gonna do a full tutorial. Number one rule with makeup is have good skin prep. I let all of that just kind of soak into my skin, and I'm gonna work on my eyebrows. And I honestly just do a thin line on the bottom of my brow and then just like brush and blend it in. This is probably my favorite brow gel. This is the Refy Brow Gel or Brow Glue, and it is just so good. So I added the product, and now I'm gonna take this brush that's underneath the cap, and I'm just going to press those down. Now I'm gonna prep my eyelids with this eye brightener, and I'm just going to put that all over my lid and underneath my brow to kind of sharpen that. And then I'm just gonna set that with some powder. Okay, take a small flat-ish brush and take your darkest shade, and you're literally just gonna go on your waterline, the top and the bottom, and you're just gonna blend that in. And it's okay to get messy with this. You almost wanna look like you have a black eye, okay? Then you're gonna take the next shade, this is gonna be like your blending shade, and you're going to take a more fluffy brush, and you're just gonna blend that up. And I'm going along my crease with this too, just till about halfway. Then I'm gonna take an even fluffier brush and an even lighter shade, and we're gonna blend that up. I'm gonna take a super light shimmery shade, and I'm gonna put that in my inner corners just to make that super light and gorgeous. And that is it for the eyeshadow. Now we're gonna go in with a liquid eyeliner. I love a liquid eyeliner, especially a pen. It's super. With my eyeliner, I always start at the very outer corner of my eye, and then I drag it out, and then I take that and I move it back in and I connect it to my eye, if that makes sense. So we go out and then in. This is where I'm gonna add my lip stain. I'm a sucker for a good lash. I feel like it just makes your eyes look so beautiful. So I'm gonna take this lash strip and I'm going to cut it in half and pretty much just use a little part of it for the ends of my eyes to make my lashes look good. And then I just add this to the outer corner of my eye. I just take my mini fan and I let that sit. Moving on to my face. See how clean my under eyes are because of those eye patches? Done with these. e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. So my face is not as dark as my skin is, so I'm going to put on a bronzing serum. With all of my liquid products, I put it on my hand first and then take my brush and do it like that. It's just gonna distribute it a little bit more evenly. Now my foundation. Also notice how I'm not swiping it on, I'm like patting it on. That's gonna make it melt into your skin and make it very skin-like. If you want like sharp model cheeks, do this with your bronzer. Open your mouth and you're gonna go right here. Right in that little divot, and that's gonna give you like, see? Makeup is so much fun! And don't be afraid of your blush, okay? Pack this on. I put a tiny amount of concealer on. Maybe it's because this concealer is like super full coverage, but I don't like a bunch of concealer. And I'm just gonna sharpen out that eyeshadow right here. This is definitely my favorite part of the entire look because you can see the eyeshadow come together. And then right after I put on my concealer, I'm taking a packed powder and I'm going to apply that so that I don't crease underneath my eyes. Taking my loose translucent powder, going to tap that off on my wrist and then apply that only to the bottom of my eyes and around my T-zone. If you have oily skin, pack this on and let it sit for a minute. Oh, I also do it under here too. I let that sit for a little bit, so I'm just wiping off the excess. And now I'm just super lightly gonna set the bronzer and blush with a powder bronzer and blush. And the smallest bit of highlighter because I love a cheek and nose highlight. And do not forget setting spray. And now's when I do the mascara. And of course my lip combo, I always go for like a nude. And here is the finished look.